So if you don't remember the methods of factoring, you're going to want to watch the methods of factoring video that I shared before this one. So I'm going to just refer to each of those methods. So I would at least go and make yourself familiar with those methods. For 14, x squared minus 36, this is the difference of two squares. So you have x squared minus 36 is 6 squared. So that's going to factor as a plus b, a minus b. This is my a, this is my b. So a plus b, a minus b, x plus 6, x minus 6. So this is that difference of two squares method. Let's go ahead and do 15. So 15, that's the one that was method 4. I have three terms. The number in front of x squared is not 1, it's 2. So I got 2x squared plus 9x plus 10. There's no common factor that I can pull out there. So I'm going to have to use factors of a times c. So I want factors of a times c that add to b. So a times c is 2 times 10, which is 20. And b is 9. So I want them to add up to 9. So let's list the factors of 20. So you got factors of 21 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5. So which of those add up to 9 are 4 and 5? So we can rewrite this as 2x squared plus 4x plus 5x plus 10. So we just took and split up the 9 into 4x plus 5x. So we just split up the 9. And then there's no rearranging that we need to do because we can pull out between the 2 and the 4, we can pull out a 2. And between x squared and x, we can pull out an x. So this will be 2x times x plus 2. Plus, and then between 5x and 10, we can pull out a 5. 5 times x plus 2. So as long as you've got common factor in the parentheses, you know you've done it right. So this is 2x plus 5 times x plus 2. Let's do one more of these together. Let's go ahead and do let's go ahead and do 23. So x squared minus 7x minus 18. So this time the number in front of x squared is 1. So we can go ahead and use method 2 where you have x squared plus bx plus c. So we just want factors of c that add to b. So here c is negative 18. Let's list the factors of negative 18. 1 and 18, 2 and 9, and 3 and 6. Now we want them to add up to negative 7. So the only way I can do that is if I make 9 negative and 2 positive. So when I multiply negative 9 times 2, I get my negative 18. And when I add them together, I get negative 7. So this will factor as x plus 2 times x minus 9. So the bottom, now they're asking you to solve. So you first have to factor, and then you do like we did up above in 14 through 25. You're going to factor, but you're going to have one additional step. You need to actually solve for x. So let's go ahead and do a couple of these ones together. Let's do one like 30, and then we'll do 29. No, let's do 29 first. So x cubed plus 5x squared minus 84x equals 0. So notice each of these have an x in them. So I'm going to pull out an x. So I'm going to factor out an x. So I could divide x cubed divided by x. So I'm just going to lower the 3. I only took one x out, so I'm going to lower the 3 by 1. Then I'm going to lower the 2 by 1, so 5x. And then I'm going to lower this, but x to the 0 is just 1. So this is just going to be 84. Like that. Okay, so now this is x squared plus 5x minus 84. This is 3 terms where your leading coefficient is 1. So let's find the factors of negative 84. 1 and 84. 2 and 42. So we want them to add up to 5. So we got 3 and 28. So let's just keep going. 4 and 21. It's going to be a long list. 6 and 14. And I think we can kind of stop there. No. Let's go on. 84 divided by 8 doesn't work. Divided by 12, so 7 and 12. Now that will work. So 7 and 12. So x times x plus 7. Oh, we want this to be negative. So in order for, we want to multiply to be negative 84. In order for that to happen, we're going to want to use negative 7 and positive 12, because 12 minus 7 is positive 5. And when you get your product, you get negative 7 times 12 is negative 84. So this is x minus 7 times x plus 12 equals 0. So the next thing we need to do is set each of the factors equal to 0. So you can set x equal to 0, x minus 7 equal to 0, and x plus 12 equal to 0. So you're going to just solve each of these. This one's already solved. The next one, you're just going to add 7. So x is 7. And the last one, you're going to subtract 12. So x is negative 12. So that means I can plug in any of these values for x, and that will make my outcome be 0. The last one in this group of problems that I want to do with you is number 3. So you have x squared plus 14x equals negative 49. So we got to get this to say equals 0 first. So in order to get this to say equals 0, I need to move the negative 49 to the other side. So I need to first add 49 to both sides. Now notice there's no letter with 49, so I can't combine it with 14x. I can't combine it with x squared. So it's going to be its own term. So x squared plus 14x plus 49 equals 0. And then you're finding factors of 49 that add up to 14. So 1 and 49 and 7 and 7. So obviously 7 and 7 add up to 14. So this will be x plus 7, x plus 7 equals 0. Now I only have to do it once. I only have to set one of these equal to 0. And the reason being is that it appears twice. So this would just be subtract 7 from both sides. So x is negative 7. If you want, you can show both. It's not wrong, but you really only need to show it once because it's a common. It's the same factor written twice. So you really only need to show it once, but if you like, you can show it twice. Not that big a deal. Okay. So just remember to look out if you have common factors, like I see in 31. Each of those have an x. Pull out your common factor first if you can, and make sure this thing says equals 0. If it doesn't say equals 0, you need to move something over. Okay. In the next video, I will go over start going over quadratics. And then just so that you recall, if you want, instead of using, since you're solving these for x, if you would like, you can use the quadratic formula. Like, so for example, number 32, you're going to want to use the quadratic formula, because if you do 3 times 1, there's no way that that's ever going to add up to -7. So you're going to want to use the quadratic formula for one like number 32 especially. So for this group of problems, if you want to just use the quadratic formula, with the exception of number 26, that's fine. You can use a quadratic formula for these. Otherwise, go ahead and try to factor them. But 32, you have to use a quadratic formula for. So in the next video, I will post will be about quadratics.